Day nights at the Henry Ford. Great to have them with us this morning as you join us again here on this Thanksgiving morning in Detroit. Carmen and I are thrilled now to be joined by Jeff Daniels, who we all know, of course, is a terrific actor and the guy behind the Purple Rose Theater in Chelsea. But more and more people are catching on to the fact that you are also a musician.
Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You had a great run with the Tigers here this year with your lifelong Tiger Blues fan song that you had to change the words to because they did well.
Well, the beauty of writing your own stuff is you can rewrite your own stuff. And so when they got good, I got to rewrite it, which was fun.
How serious is the music for you? I know acting is certainly your passion.
It's fun. I mean, I look at guys like Brian, and I'm just going, these guys have devoted their lives to it, and I enjoy it. I work hard at it. It's a way for me to help raise money for the Purple Rose, so that's why I do it.
You've got a CD.
Got a CD.
Got a new CD that's just, I think, just gone online today for people to download it.
JeffDaniels.com.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of the stuff I've been doing the last couple of years, a lot of live stuff on it.
So you're going to perform for us, too, later today?
Apparently, yeah.
The rumor has it. You've also got a big, we talked about a lot of people coming home. You've got a big concert coming up at the Michigan Theater Saturday night.
Saturday night at the Michigan Theater. We're going to do a lot of Michigan musicians, a lot of Michigan music, just kind of have this kind of free-for-all of great acoustic players, and it's a way to showcase some really talented Michigan artists.
It's going to be really, really
cool.
So
tell us what you're going to do for us today.
I'm going to do a version of Jingle Bells that has a reference to the Lions.
We love it.
Well, they're going to play later on, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to win, right?
Yes, yes.
We're hoping.
Yes, well, it is Thanksgiving, and then we tend to win on Thanksgiving Day.
Good vibes going. No, we're going to be wishing them all well. But can't wait to hear you. And if you haven't heard Jeff play guitar before, really, really terrific guitar player. Jeff, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Good to see you. We'll be hearing from Jeff here in just a minute. Let's head back out to Chuck.
Hey, Chuck.
Hey, Carmen, Devin, this is it. You get to be a big kid in this parade. Look at this great train. This has come in from Montreal, part of the Via Rail line, and they're going to be taking some kids along the parade route today, but I got a chance to ride myself. All I asked was it wasn't in the caboose. We are still down near Woodward and Canfield, and this is the assembly area, so we're actually going back the wrong way. We'll make our U-turn and come back around. The only time where that's legal in a funny-looking train on Woodward Avenue. Sun is coming back out. We're doing fine, and the parade is getting ready to step off. Guy and Rhonda, eat your heart out. It's a great ride.
Sounds good, Chuck. Wrong way, and I think exceeding the weight limit.
Oh, I don't, if there is one. If there is one. Well, you met the Detroit women just a few minutes ago. They've got a great new CD out called Sassitude, but they've also got a new Christmas album coming out next week.
And these ladies can sing phenomenally, and we are going to be hearing a lot of singing today. There's going to be a lot of music and a lot of cheer along Woodward Avenue. Let's hear from the Detroit women.
Actually, they're going to be opening for Bob Seger when he comes to town at the Palace. I think it's December 20th. So watch for them there as well. Let's listen to the Detroit women and Run, Run, Rudolph.
Behind. Run, run, Rudolph, Santa Claus is coming to town. Run, Rudolph, run, run, Rudolph. Santa, make him hurry, tell him he can take the freeway down. Run, Rudolph.
getting started,
I got
isn't
to
it,
hear
Ron
them
Rudolph?
in their rehearsal
The
this
Detroit
morning. I knew
women.
you were in for
Boy,
a thrill.
oh boy.
And again, getting to open for Bob Seger as
Isn't
he
that
comes to the
nice?
Palace. Great stuff.
Oh, it is. Now, we'll go to break. We're going to talk to Brian O'Neill for a little bit and find out what he's been up to lately. I know he's got a new CD, but you want to take it away for us, Brian?
Brian,
As
tell
we go to break?
us about this new project you got going now.
The new project is called Daisy, and it's entitled after my late grandmother, Daisy O'Neill. Pretty much every song on there is dedicated to her.
That's really sweet.
I kind of hold her responsible for
Where you are today.
For what you do. Yeah, that's really great.
Now, tell us about the CD. It's called Mood Swings.
Let's see, that's pretty much what it says. Mood swings and smooth jazz. It's all composed by myself. I played every instrument on that. But the next CD, I plan to use other Detroit musicians, including my buddy Kim.
Yeah, great stuff. Great partnership you've got going with Kim as well, and great to have you playing this great holiday music with us. Play us on into the next break, Brian.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back right after this, huh?
On a very crowded Woodward Avenue with thousands of friends celebrating America's Thanksgiving parade. We're happy that you're joining us this morning.
Yes, and we're also happy to have one of our Detroit gems, so synonymous with so many happy things that happen in Metro Detroit. You bless us with your voice. Karen Newman, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks, you too, both of you.
It wouldn't be Christmas without you. I know you've got a big concert planned for about a month from now.
I do. December 20th and 21st, I'll be back out at Andiamo Celebrity Showroom. This is the showroom, that beautiful Vegas-style room out in Warren. And Mr. Joe Vaccari out there has invited me to come back again. I think this is like my 6th year.
Nice.
The shows are the 20th and 21st, sponsored in part from Dominic Abbott from Wakely Associates Architects, my friends at Evola Music, and also my good friends at Joe Pani and Chevrolet. So thanks to them, we're putting on a great show.
All
Lots of
right.
different things this year. Got to change it up from year to
Very
year.
good. Well, you continue to entertain us. We all love coming to see you
Thank you.
perform. Talk to us about what this day means to you, Thanksgiving, and also you're always a part of the parade as well.
Well, you know, this has really been a pleasure for me. I mean, year after year, I've been invited to come down, and you know what? As a kid, you come down and you sit, and you watch the parade, but to actually be part of it and be part of what you guys do, it's really great. I mean, what a great experience for me, and I'm sharing it with my children this year. They should be down there somewhere. I hope. I hope they've got hats and mittens on, but they'll be here.
Their seats might not be as good as yours is right now, because this is a great. Our little tree house is a great place to be.
You haven't met my daughter Kylie. They will have good seats. They definitely will.
And we're going to have a great seat to hear you perform in just a moment.
Terrific.
I mean, you've given us a new holiday song that we cling to as a great tradition.
A good friend of mine, Bob Stewart, when he wrote this song, I don't think he realized how taken Detroit would become with this song. People love this song.
Yes, we do.
Well,
we
it
can't
will
wait to
be-
hear you perform.
Thank you.
Karen Newman,
Thank you.
happy Thanksgiving to you
Thank
and
you
your
too.
family.
Thank you.
It
And
will
we
be
have-
Christmas on Woodward Avenue with Karen in just a moment, but let's go down to Jeff Daniels, who is ready to perform.
And
Devin?
Devin Skillian. Devin?
Rhonda, you know, when you go to Hollywood, most everybody you meet, cab drivers, waitresses, they tell you, I'm really an actor. Well, this is an actor, but he'll tell you he's really a musician. You're actually playing a lot of serious gigs these days. You just did a concert in Portland.
Did a concert in Portland, Oregon, Seattle, out in Boston, New York. It's been fun.
And in Portland, got to share the stage with an idol of yours, I know.
Keb Mo, great blues guitarist, sat in for a couple songs. Just, I had a religious experience. It was great.
And I think the influence is all over his music. Here he is, Jeff Daniels. Take it away, Jeff.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, watching all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Yeah, what fun, well, it is to ride on that one-horse open sleigh. Yeah, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Yeah, well, oh, what fun, well, it is to ride on that one-horse open sleigh. Downtown Detroit, Thanksgiving Day. See all them smiling faces, watching the parade. We got turkey on the table, we got the Lions on TV. I just hope Joey Harrington don't wreck this day for me. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun, well, it is to ride on that one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Yeah, oh, what fun, well, it is to ride on that one-horse open sleigh. Yeah, oh, what fun, well, it is to ride on that one-horse open sleigh.
And the crowd just loved it. Welcome, Jeff Daniels. Thank you for helping us celebrate America's Thanksgiving parade. And celebrating here with me is Brian O'Neill, and we've been listening to some beautiful music this morning. Tell us a little bit about how you've decided that music was something you wanted to do.
Ooh, that was decided early on in life, around 6 years old.
6 years old, and you've been playing ever since.
Started on pots and pans, and my grandmother talked me into
What are you
piano, and here I am.
What are you going to play for us now?
One of the first songs I learned, the hardest song that I learned when I was younger.
All right.
It's Peanuts.
And while Brian does that, we're going to take a little break. Oh, one of my favorites. That'll get the crowd going. Brian O'Neill. We'll be back with more of America's Thanksgiving Parade right after this.
This is America's Thanksgiving Parade on Local 4. And coming soon to the big event station. The next big Power of 4 presentation. All the glitz and glamour of the North American International Auto Show. We don't stop. Yeah! And the big events keep coming, only from the Power of 4. The big event station.
On Thanksgiving morning. Hope this holiday is getting off to a great start around your house.
We've been treated to so much music.
It's
Jeff
been great,
Daniels, Brian O'Neill, Kim, and you know what? I think we should tell our audience too that Wendy Popko, who is a wonderful illustrator, she's illustrated this book, Has Anybody Seen Christmas? Is painting a picture while we speak. It's going to be auctioned on eBay. Let's see how far she's progressed so far. But look at that. Earlier, it wasn't even an hour ago. She wasn't even. It was still just a pencil sketch. And look how far she's gotten at this point. Wendy, she said she's not even finished.
Wendy, I got to believe it's your first time painting on live television.
She's busy doing that, but we do want you to see how far she's gotten. And again, you can auction or bid on this painting on eBay a little later in the show.
Looking beautiful. Let's head back up the parade route to Chuck. The parade's starting to make its way toward us.
Out at Woodward and Canfield again with our Grand Marshal this year, Nick Lindstrom. Good to see you.
Oh, thank you, Chuck.
Happy Thanksgiving. And you know what? You're here with your kids, which is wonderful.
Yeah, I brought the kids down. I thought they'll get a kick out of being part of this. And before they even started, they've seen some of the floats and some of the things out here. They're really excited about it.
And you've got a friend in from Sweden.
Yeah, a friend of mine is here, and he good timing by his part. He came over, and he can be part of this too, and he's looking forward to it as well.
Now, you've been part of big parades in the past. I mean, you've seen lots of people here for the Stanley Cup, but this is going to be a little different with all the color and pageantry.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit different. It's that happened back in June, so a little warmer, but no, it's same kind of thing. You're looking forward to seeing all the people and cheering.
Yeah, and this time of the year, you've got to give thanks for your kids when you see them involved with Dad here. This has got to be fun for them.
Yeah, I thought it was be a great idea to bring the kids and get them to see what it's like to be part of a parade.
So what kind of feedback have they given you so far? Anything that's caught their eye?
They're in awe still. They're looking at everything that's around here, so they can't wait for this thing to start.
All of us looking up. Yeah. Hey, it's great to see you. I'll see you on the parade route.
Thanks a lot, Chuck.
All right, take care.
All right, thank you, Chuck. And we are thrilled to have Nick Lindstrom as the Grand Marshal of the parade and also captain of our Red Wings.
One of the really good guys in Detroit sports. Next up, a woman who has done something that is very difficult to do. Create a new holiday song that has become a real favorite.
All right, with Christmas Eve on Woodward Avenue, here is Karen Newman.
Remember the snow and the holiday lights, the way the city sparkled at night. Windows were bright and the night looked blue. It's Christmas Eve on Woodward Avenue. Holding Daddy's hand across the crowded street, through the hustle and bustle of people you meet. Last minute shoppers with shopping to do. It's Christmas Eve on Woodward Avenue. Santa came to town in America's parade with a big sack of toys. Celebrate our birthday with a prayer and a song. Neighbors and strangers singing along. Dressed in your Sunday best in a midnight view. It's Christmas Eve on Woodward Avenue. The years fly by like so many sleds. My own kids lie awake in their beds, looking out for Santa like I used to do. Oh yeah, Avenue. It's Christmas Eve on Woodward Avenue.
Happy Thanksgiving! Happy holidays, Detroit!
Right, Karen Newman, Christmas Eve on Woodward Avenue. Such a beautiful song, and it is beautiful on this Thanksgiving Day along Woodward Avenue. It's a sight to see. You saw Clowney kind of looming behind her.
Some flashing lights behind Karen.
Yes,
yeah, they're ready to step off.
We are ready to get the 80th birthday of America's Thanksgiving Parade going.
And we will have it for you when we come back.
The broadcast of America's Thanksgiving Parade is sponsored by Detroit area Chevy dealers. Chevy drives the Motor City. Detroit Rescue Missions Ministries. Help DRMM help someone today. Meyer, higher standards, lower prices. And Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. It's Michigan's most trusted name in healthcare.
Welcome back, America's Thanksgiving Parade. Just moments away. We are here on Woodward Avenue sharing Thanksgiving with you, and it is such an honor for us to do that today.
It is indeed. And remember, we call it America's Thanksgiving Parade because it does belong to America. And certainly everybody in Michigan, from the tip of the mitten all the way down to Detroit, the UP and beyond, this is a big event for everybody.
It certainly is. And Carmen and Devin, I know that you are enjoying it on our new position. We're a little bit further south on Woodward, taking us back to the original place where the America's Thanksgiving Parade started so many years ago as we celebrate this 80th birthday, Carmen and Devin.
Oh, yes, Guy and Rhonda. You can see that the parade is ready to get started, but before we say let's get started, let's thank Brian O'Neill for joining us this morning.
Great.
He's played beautifully. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
And here we go. When we come back, we'll begin America's Thanksgiving Parade live from downtown Detroit. Don't you dare go away.
Oh, don't miss this.
Local 4 wishes you and your family a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
It's a parade to remember. Live from Detroit, it's the 80th birthday of America's Thanksgiving Parade.
So it's your birthday and we're having a ball. Still looking good, yeah, you got it all. We hope this day is special to you. Detroit has the best parade, yeah, it's true. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. We know you'll be around for many more.
Well, it's your day to have your way. Blow out the candles and join the parade.
Clap your hands and stamp your feet. The party's right here, dancing in the street. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. We know you'll be around for many more. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. We know you'll be around for many more. Happy birthday.
Thanksgiving parade.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Remember when booming bands marched to joyous beats? When you watched the best party go down the street? Thanksgiving's the time all those memories are made. Live from Detroit, it's America's Thanksgiving Parade.
They're dancing in Detroit, and there are two reasons. It's Thanksgiving morning in downtown Detroit, but it's also the 80th birthday of America's Thanksgiving Parade. Good morning. I'm Carmen Herland.
And I'm Devin Skillion. We're thrilled to have you with us. Yes, the 80th edition of this parade started back in 1924. You do the math, you're going, no, 82. Well, there were 2 years that they had to take off during
That's
World War
right.
II. You just heard the Detroit women kick
Boy,
things
they're
off with
good.
that original birthday song. It was a great start.
Oh, it is. Now, you can see them as they open for Bob Seger in the second leg of his tour. But what a beautiful morning. We were expecting the sunshine, but you know what? I like this misty, foggy feeling.
Kind of magical, isn't it?
Oh, it really
and
is.
much warmer than we've had in
Yeah,
memory,
it
that's
is.
for sure. Joining us today, Chuck Gaedica. He'll be right down in the middle of the action as well, and helping us celebrate this 80 years of parade magic, Guy Gordon and Rhonda Walker.
Hi, Guy and Rhonda.
Oh,
And
happy
happy
Thanksgiving to you both.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and you're right. This is a great happy birthday for Detroit, and we get to open the present early.
Yes, we do. Carmen and Devin, we're looking forward to a very fun America's Thanksgiving parade on the 80th birthday.
Chuck?
Hey, I'll tell you what, this is a birthday party indeed. 80 years, and on this happy birthday cake, which is 13 feet tall, some of the people who have become very important people, VIPs to keeping this parade going. Gary Wasserman is here, Art Van Elslander, Paula Blanchard Stone. Say hi and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is one of those great traditions where they get to ride in the parade, but it's a little different. 80 years of tradition, that's going to make you feel good and proud.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Very, very proud, especially going down the parade route today. It really does, Chuck.
And Paula, you look great. Nice to see you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to every wonderful person who's here for the parade. It's a great day in Detroit.
Nice to see you both. And coming over to this side, Gary, you were just commenting a few minutes ago. 10 years ago, you were here, and you say it feels like it was like old times.
It's a dream to see all of these things that we did so many years ago still so vibrant, and the streets full, and all of this cheer. It's absolutely spectacular. It's addictive.
Sure is. Well, that's a great tradition to be part of. 80 years. Happy birthday and happy anniversary to this year's Thanksgiving parade. Back to you, Guy, Rhonda.
Thank you, Chuck. And of course, we can't kick off the parade without Clowney.
That's right. Clowney is a salute to the volunteers, the 4,500 volunteers that help America's Thanksgiving parade become a reality. Here's Clowney standing 40 feet tall with his stars, ribbons, and bright, bold colors. Clowney salutes the incredible parade company volunteers whose hearts help keep this magical tradition alive.
And in the past years, we've had to worry about Clowney going on unanticipated trips and things with the winds, and the winds are not an issue today. In fact, we have this beautiful fog hanging over Detroit today, bringing a bit of jolly old England to the Motor City.
And something that Rosalind Collier says, she says, I believe that one of the most important things to learn in life is that you can make a difference in your community no matter who you are or where you live. And the 4,500 volunteers who have come together this morning certainly are making a difference to thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in Metro Detroit who are lining up Woodward Avenue.
And of course, our friends at Target bring us the Big Red Chair every year. Ready, set, read. The Big Red Chair showcasing Target's commitment to reading.
That's right. Endearing children's characters bring this float to life, including Cat in the Hat, Curious George, Thomas the Tank Engine, and Spot the Dog.
We know that Target gives back more than $2 million a week to the community where it does business through grants and programs, and supporting America's Thanksgiving Parade is just one of the ways that they do that.
That's right. The parade company and Detroiters are very thankful for Target's commitment, making possible the Target fireworks along the Detroit International Riverfront as well. It's always a red-hot, spectacular event in our city, as is America's Thanksgiving Parade. Thank you so much, Target, and the Big Red Chair.
And say hello to Bullseye on that float as well. Devin, Carmen, we're underway.
You know what? Whenever I hear the Contours sing this, I just want to do the twist, don't you, Devin?
Sounding good. If you've been with us in the past couple of years, you'll notice that we're in a new location because Lower Woodward was undergoing a huge reconstruction project. It's all ready, and it is spectacular this morning, and a great setting for our next members of this parade, the British 8 Marching Band. Absolutely right.
They're the British 8 Marching Band. Everybody loves a parade, and everybody loves hot chocolate, and they're performing hot chocolate from the Polar Express. That's a real holiday favorite this year.
How many members would we have in the band? Well, on the 80th birthday of the parade, of course, we would have exactly 80-member band here from Albion.
You'll notice their marching style is after the military band, but let's take a listen to the British 8 Marching Band. a special hello to you on this wonderful Thanksgiving morning. Hello, Detroit, and hello, everybody else who are watching America's Thanksgiving Parade from downtown Detroit.
As you see, we've got giants in the skies and little ones on the ground, all enthralled by the magic of this, one of the best of American traditions, the Thanksgiving Parade every year in Detroit.
Take a look at our next float, Devin. This one is sponsored by Art Van Furniture. Has anyone seen Christmas? And we know in Detroit that Art Van has been a very special friend. Art Van Elslander is his real name. Special friend to the parade company and to America's Thanksgiving Parade, and we want to thank him and his family for all of the support that they've given over the years.
And it's always fun to see a brand new float, and this is one of those based on the book Has Anyone Seen Christmas? A book written by Ann Lewis and illustrated by Wendy Popko, who are both from Michigan, which is great to say. And Wendy has been working all this morning on an original piece of art. She's been painting a watercolor today about the parade and about what's going on around us, and she's the one who illustrated the book on which this great float is based.
And if you go to eBay, you can certainly bid on this wonderful illustration. And do we have to give it away?
I think
we do. It's going to raise money for the parade
still
anyway.
in the middle of working on it, and we're hopefully going to give you a shot of the work as it is in progress right now. But as we're looking at this terrific float, this is based on the story of an elf named Emmett. And Emmett, of course, is time spelled backwards. And Emmett ends up stumbling all along the calendar trying to find his way back to Christmas, and makes his way through all the other holidays, as you see there on the float: Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, Easter, the 4th of July. It is a really magical book that's doing really well, published by Mackinac Island Press.
You know, we understand there are 42 costume marchers sporting 7 different costume designs, and it was designed by the creative team of the parade company. You're looking now at the sketch or the painting that Wendy Popko has been working on for us all morning long. She's going to continue to be here with us, and you can bid on this on eBay. And as I said, Devin, I don't know if we really want to give it away, but I guess we have to for the parade company.
It's looking great. This is another new step in technology for the parade company as well. Parade company designed this float, and it's got sort of what they call a multi-piece float. Lots of different parts around the float sort of circulating as it makes its way down Woodward. Really cool.
What a creation. Let's go to Chuck Ganica along the parade route. Chuck?
Well, Carmen, Devin, let freedom ring, honoring all the members of our armed services. What a great float with the help of General Motors and their foundation, and Debbie Dingle and her tireless efforts, and Nick Lindstrom is here. Many Stanley Cups, a few parades, and this is awesome this year, isn't it?
It is. I love coming down Woodward with a big crowd, and you can't beat this.
So we've got captain, we've got all kinds of titles for you now, and Grand Marshal, and I've seen a few jerseys too. Just a few, huh?
Yeah, there's been a couple of jerseys out here. It's great to see all the people coming out and celebrating Thanksgiving like this.
How do you prepare your kids for what they were about to see from the other side of their eyeballs? All these kids looking back and waving.
Well, I told them, first of all, dress warm and keep smiling and waving. Look if you see any friends out there, and then they did too. They saw some friends, yeah.
It's kind of like, where's Waldo? Well, great to see you again. Thanks very much. We should tell you about this float. You've got 10 to 20 feet of stars and stripes, and some of these stars are 2 feet in height. And of course, we've got Miss Liberty and the Great Eagle on the back. What a wonderful tribute, and to all of those in our armed forces, we give them our thanks, of course, this and every year. Guy and Rhonda, back up to you.
Oh, it warms your red, white, and blue heart, Chuck. That's a beautiful float. We want to thank General Motors for supplying all the vehicles in today's parade. Now, we know that so many communities across the country celebrate the holiday season with a presentation of the Nutcracker.
Yes, they do. The Nutcracker, of course, in the Opera House and right here on Woodward Avenue, sponsored by a new sponsor this year. We're so thankful for Humana, a new supporter of the parade family.
Now, this is a 45-foot high giant Nutcracker. Of course, it's a treasured holiday classic. And the fabrics that you see on these balloons, together with the fabrics in the costumes and floats, they can cover our parade route 5 times over.
That's right. Children of all ages enjoy seeing this holiday icon, and they are cheering for the Nutcracker this Thanksgiving morning. Humana is one of the nation's largest publicly traded health benefit companies with 11 million members, and we are so thankful that they're a member of America's Thanksgiving Parade today.
Now, we're blessed with so many great marching bands in the Detroit area, and one of them comes to us from the Martin Luther King Junior High School. They're marching band from Detroit.
That's right, and it's the 80th birthday of America's Thanksgiving Parade, and they have exactly 80 members in their band.
They're directed by Victoria Miller, and leading them down Woodward Avenue is Detroit's very own Chief of Police, Ella Bullock Cummings. And we want to thank the Chief of the Detroit Police Department for all they do day in and day out to make the city of Detroit so safe and for helping keeping this downtown so vibrant and alive.
That's right, and they are out here busy working to keep Woodward Avenue safe as well today. Let's take a listen. Marching band, recipients of many awards and titles in marching band competitions, and we are proud to have them with us again this year. Carmen and Devin?
The gold of their uniforms shining through the fog here this morning, and the sun is starting to peek through the Detroit fog as well.
Isn't that nice? Just in time, actually, because there's a whole lot more to this parade as we celebrate the 80th anniversary of America's Thanksgiving Parade. We're going to take a break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
This is America's Thanksgiving Parade on Local 4. And coming soon to the big event station, the next big Power of 4 presentation. All the glitz and glamour of the North American International Auto Show. We don't stop. Yeah! And the big events keep coming, only from the Power of 4. The big event station.
They might be giants marching down Woodward Avenue this morning. We are so thrilled that you are starting this holiday morning with us. Hope everything's off to a great start around your house.
Oh, we really do. A happy Thanksgiving to you. We're going to welcome so many friends of the parade, but our next, we're talking about balloons. We've got marching bands. All of this is what makes a parade, but we want to welcome the Big Green Bookworm, brought to you by Charter One Bank as it wiggles down the parade route. Charter One's a big supporter of literacy programs and also a great friend of the parade.
Our bookworm is more than 85 feet long, smartly dressed, of course, in bright green and shimmering gold, lots of polka dots and a few plaids and some stripes and some paisley, too.
Do you see the kids that are with them, Devin? They're school children carrying their favorite books.
And as you see, his antennae are pretty busy, pouring out smoke and occasionally confetti as well.
There they are. Now, the bookworm is reading a story. Should we tell them what it's about?
Books ignite your imagination. They increase your knowledge. Saving helps your dreams become real, like going to college. Tell all your friends to become a leader. Show them how to save and to be a super reader.
Oh, and we want to thank the bookworm, but right behind the bookworm, we've got the Equestrian and the Michigan Black Horsemen's Association. Oh, they've been a part of this parade for more than 20 years. We want to thank them and welcome them back again. The Michigan Black Horsemen's Association was established back in 1985 with the motto, bringing the country to the city.
I've always believed in that.
Yes,
That's a good deal. And in addition to their enjoyment of riding, the association has provided thousands of dollars in scholarships to lots of inner city kids to help them on their way head toward college. A nonprofit organization that introduces and teaches horsemanship to inner city youth.
And that's certainly one way of bringing the country to the city. But we're going to go now to Chuck as we take a look at the Michigan Black Horsemen's Association. Good morning, Chuck.
Well, Carmen, good morning again, and we're back here with Mother Goose. You know, Mother Goose was one of the first entries back in 1924, and she's changed just a little bit. Cooler, hipper, and now a little hunkier with the Stoltz brothers from Seventh Heaven. Good to see you guys.
How you doing, Chuck?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Happy Thanksgiving.
Nice to be home, I take it?
It's great to be home, especially when it's warm.
All right, so now you guys, you actually appear not only as brothers in real life, but both of you are brothers on the show, right?
That's correct. We're fortunate enough to play brothers on Seventh Heaven. It's a good time.
And so what else
depends on how you look at that, Chuck.
A little rival. I notice you're working both sides of the street here too, Jeff.
You gotta do both sides. You gotta be fair.
So, are you amazed by this turnout? I see you guys looking and you're kind of shaking your heads. This is awesome.
It's just amazing how many people come out here to, support Detroit and enjoy this parade in this cold. It's awesome, though. Feels good.
We've got to thank Macy's for this float for Mother Goose and thanking them for getting behind this parade. We've also got to give props to your mom. That's nice to see her out here.
Yeah, I think she thinks she's really the Grand Marshal of this parade. It's kind of awkward, actually. I've never seen her this excited in my life.
Well, it's good to have you guys back home in Detroit. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks a lot. You too, Chuck.
And again, on behalf of the Thanksgiving Parade in the 80 years, we couldn't have a better supporter than Macy's for this float with Mother Goose, and thanks to the Stoltz brothers for coming with us. Good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Guy, Rhonda, back up to you.
All right, thank you, Chuck. The Stoltz brothers used to be lifeguards in the summers here in Michigan, and you know, with the sun popping out, they could get a tan today, just like their days on the beach.
Well, take a look. We have rainbow fish everywhere. Sponsored by St. John Health. Here comes the rainbow fish, teaching children everywhere about the value of sharing and friendship.
Such a wonderful children's story about the rainbow fish who gives away each and every one of his scales, his beautiful, beautiful scales. A great story about generosity. And we want to thank our friends at St. John Health for sponsoring this float. He is a 30-foot rainbow fish, and he's made a very special holographic film, and they are attached to the balloon, the scales, with Velcro, and that is the reason that they can glimmer like that.
Yes, and if you look down, the balloon handlers are sporting brand new scuba suits designed by the parade company's costume department. Very cute costume.
Serious headgear that they have there.
Well, you know, Guy, we have more than 10 award-winning bands with us today. All of them auditioned to be in our 80th parade, and the Red Hawk Marching Band of Troy Athens High School is one of them.
Under the direction of Dan Blessing, performing Jingle Bells Forever and Christmas Carols on Parade. Let's give a listen. And they've got a big year ahead. In 2007, February, they're going to Walt Disney World to perform.
Yes, they are. Troy Athens High School Marching Band. You're watching America's Thanksgiving Parade in Detroit, Michigan along Woodward Avenue. We'll be right back with more.
Is like Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Last year was positively Arctic, but today is
now
a beautiful
we've got the
morning.
sun coming out.
Yeah.
But you know what we want, if you're thinking about Christmas, and why wouldn't you? Because the parade is certainly a kickoff to the wonderful holiday season. Looking for something to put under the tree that's a little bit unusual. This wonderful book, Has Anybody Seen Christmas? Written by Anne Margaret Lewis and illustrated wonderfully by Wendy Popko. She is working on a painting that will be auctioned off on eBay today, and she's still working on it. It's just coming into its own.
And the float of this book was the one that kicked off our parade this morning. Let's head back out to Chuck Gatica. Chuck?
Well, Carmen, Devin, this is a great place. The sun is coming right up, burning that fog off. And Mary Lynn Rice Cub is here from 24. She plays Chloe on that great show, and what a huge show that's been.
Yeah.
Nice to see you in Detroit.
Nice to see you. This is amazing.
Now, you're originally from Trenton, right? Yeah. And so we should be proud to be riding on the float entitled Everyday Heroes, because they really do so much for us every day.
I know. I feel like a bit of a slouch. An actress on the Everyday Heroes. No, I'm proud to be on this float.
And as we make our way down, what's the most impressive thing to you?
The amount of people and the enthusiasm. I've never seen anything like it.
So where do you spend your Thanksgiving today? Back home in Trenton?
I'm going to my cousin Mary's house in Dearborn.
Great to see you. Wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
I will. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you very much. And we should mention Everyday Heroes has got all kinds of heroes. Firefighters, EMS workers, police officers, all brought to you by Jeep. We're proud they're involved. And, of course, thanks to them as well for all they do every day. Guy, Rhonda, back up to you.
All right, thank you, Truck. Well, everybody recognizes these men in their sleek blue business suits. crisp white shirts, blazing red ties, and the ever-present briefcase. It's the Fred Hill Briefcase Drill Team.
Yeah, they're a little like the Royal Guardsmen outside of Buckingham Palace. They're very stern, very proper, and very precise. Let's watch them do their drill.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jingle bells, jingle all the way, sir. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh, sir. Businessman, shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mark time. How to tell them. To the rear. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Rapid fire. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Order. Case. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, chakalaka, boom, chakalaka, boom, chakalaka, boom, sir.
Yes, the Fred Hill Briefcase Drill Team, they are on your case.
Yes, they are. And high above, right behind them, well, how appropriate, Uncle Sam. Red, white, and blues, Uncle Sam balloons, sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan.
He's guided by volunteers from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, ensuring Uncle Sam's safe journey down Woodward Avenue and taking care of everybody's health.
That's right. Each handler is decked out in matching patriotic red, white, and blue uniforms, or blues uniforms, symbolic of the Michigan Blues commitment to providing quality, affordable health care for all.
And it's fitting that Uncle Sam is one of the 2 tallest balloons in our parade at 45 feet high. And I don't know who came up with this factoid, but it would take 400,000 ping pong balls to fill this balloon. I want to know where they got the ping pong balls and who did the
counted
filling.
them. That's right. Blue Cross Blue Shield is sponsoring several foster children to attend Holidays on Parade, which is happening Thanksgiving weekend at the State Fairgrounds. You're all invited. Carmen and Devin, back to you.
Look at the blue sky that has popped out all around us. The fog is burned off, and it is a great time now to tune into the sounds of Detroit.
And look who's waving at us, but Cassie. She was a hit last night at the Hobnobble Gobble, the parade company's big fundraiser the night before the Thanksgiving parade. But it's a party on wheels as we welcome the sounds of Detroit, sponsored by Clear Channel Radio Detroit.
WMXD 92.3, Channel 95.5, FM 98 WJLB, 100.3 WNIC, and 106.7 The Fox. You got a lot of folks, a lot of radio partners helping out with this one.
Oh, you really do.
You see the kids around this float, by the way. Those are the Junior Gestures. They're the teenage children of the Distinguished Clown Corps, which are a lot of the business folks in town who help keep this float afloat. And they're passing out beads right now to the crowd. They're bright orange jackets, custom designed hats, all designed by the parade company's costume designer, Arlene King.
All right, and as we said, we wouldn't have a parade without bands, and we want to welcome the Northern Husky Marching Band from Port Huron Northern High under the direction of Eric Singmeyer.
And they're performing both of our favorites tunes, Surf Duke by Stevie Wonder.
Yes, a former Detroiter. Let's take a listen. 120 band members in all.
Up. Exactly right. We'll continue. Don't you dare go away. We are live in Detroit. It's America's Thanksgiving Parade. Back with more in just a minute.
Lally.
Get your party hats on. We are celebrating a big birthday. Don't you wish you could do birthdays this way? There were 2 years that they weren't able to hold the parade back in World War II, so we just don't count those years. It's 80 years going back to 1924.
Is that
and I got my birthday attire on.
These are some of the things that they're giving out along the parade route. Not just the hats, but these little coin purses. These are to help raise money for the parades, and lots of prizes inside, and this is just for fun. Hello in there. What do you think?
Let's see if Chuck can hear us talking through
Hello,
it.
Chuck.
Hello, Carmen and Devin. I'm on the Good Ship Lollipop, brought to you by Northwest Airlines. A little smaller wingspan than we're accustomed to with Northwest, and riding along with the great Lem Barney, Hall of Famer. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family as well, Chuck.
Thank you very much. Now, this has got to be a great thing for you. We were talking just last year and the year before. You were in the parade. You said you froze in that wave position.
I started like this and I ended just like that. But I mean, we have a great day. The Lord has sent us a great day to celebrate this great occasion that's set aside for Thanksgiving, to give thanks and praise for the great things that has been provided by our Lord. But I mean, a great array of people out in great support again in Detroit in 80 years have done nothing, just made this very fashionable.
And people should know you were up at 4 a.m. this morning to help feed the homeless. You're so great.
Yes, I was. I got up at 4 to come downtown to DMC Harper Hospital and help to package 5,500 lunches and to provide food for those who are less fortunate.
Okay, quick prediction. Your team today, how are we doing?
Well, prayerfully, the Lions will come ahead 21 to 14, and I did say prayerful.
Good to see you. You know you're one of the few men I kiss in public.
I love you too.
Take care, buddy. Guy Rhonda, back up to you.
All right, I wish Lem was still in the secondary, Chuck.
Oh, we need him today.
Yeah, we do. Hey, look who's coming down the street. Otto the Rainbow Octopus. Now, this is one of the many floats brought to us over the years by the Skillman Foundation, and you know the designer.
Oh, yes, I do. His name is Sam Carroll. He is a 4th grader at Pear Elementary School in St. Clair Shores. The 15th annual Skillman Foundation Float and Balloon Design Contest took place just a few weeks ago, and Sam Carroll won the design, and his design on paper became this beautiful balloon called Otto, the Rainbow Octopus.
And I want you to check out the sea monsters that are making sure that the octopus stays under the waves. There are some wonderful sea monsters with little snorkels coming out of the top of their heads, and that's where their eyes are.
Yes, they are. The Skillman Foundation is committed to providing resources to improve the lives of children in metropolitan Detroit by improving their homes, their schools, and neighborhoods. And the parade company is so proud to once again partner with the Skillman Foundation to help kids express their imagination and gain a greater interest in the arts while watching their drawings turn into larger-than-life creations. Congratulations to Sam Carroll.
And you'll see some of the famous faces, both in Detroit history and in American history as well, coming down Woodward Avenue. The big heads, the big papier-mâché heads that depict these larger-than-life figures. We see there Father Bill Cunningham, Solanus Casey, the Capuchin monk who founded the Capuchin Kitchen, and Mayor Coleman Young. We haven't seen him in a few years, but he's back just for this parade to celebrate 80 years. And we see Bob Seger, too, who's
yes, we do.
Got an album on the charts right now.
And right in the center, we see Rosa Parks, and Tommy Hearns is there. I think Aretha Franklin is singing a song.
And there's our current mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick, with his family aboard the Celebrate Detroit float. Just 5 years ago, we celebrated Detroit's 300th birthday, and you know what? We're still celebrating.
We certainly are. Riding in the float today also is Clowney, and walking with the float is a collection of papier-mâché heads of the famous Detroiters that we just mentioned.
And what a year it's been, Carmen and Devin, a Super Bowl, a World Series. 2006 has been very kind to the city of Detroit.
It certainly does. The Renaissance Center and so many other beautiful, beautiful parts of Detroit we see there. Carmen and Devin?
Really has been a magical year here. You guys are absolutely right about that.
Look at this next float, Devin. It's sponsored by Comcast, and I'm sure a lot of the kids recognize these characters. They're crazy about them. These are the Backyardigans, and they're the top 2 programs for preschoolers on television today.
That's why we've got the Nick Fan Club coming down. And the Backyardigans, of course, as most kids know, are Pablo, Tyrone, and Equip. Great to have them with us today. And riding with them, the youngest children of the Distinguished Clown Corps. So we're creating a whole new generation of supporters for this parade.
And hello to you. You know, they're all here today thanks to Comcast, one of the leading communications, media, and entertainment companies in the U.S., and home to a favorite channels like Noggin,
you haven't seen the show, every day these characters, their imaginations kind of transform their backyard into a fantastic photorealistic landscape, and they go off on quests full of all kinds of song and dance, a great adventure show, and it has been a huge hit with preschool TV
We're
watchers.
certainly glad that their journey brought them here to Detroit, downtown Detroit today for America's Thanksgiving Parade. We're celebrating our 80th anniversary, 80th birthday of this wonderful, wonderful tradition.
And right behind them is the Marauder Music Machine. More music on the parade, and this talented group comes from Warren Mott High School, making their very first appearance in America's Thanksgiving Parade, so you know there's lots of goosebumps for parents and kids alike.
Oh, yes, and welcome. They're going to get us into the holiday spirit, performing a medley of holiday carols this morning under the direction of Eric Miller and Don Chisholm. A total of 240 participants.
And in fact, that makes them the largest band in today's parade. So they come in for their premiere in a big way. Here they are, the Marauder Music Machine.
Started. We'll hope you stay with us throughout the morning. And welcome back to America's Thanksgiving Parade. We'll take a break in just a moment. We'll be right back.
Where you need to be this holiday morning, live watching one of the great American holiday traditions with us, America's Thanksgiving Parade, live from downtown Detroit.
That's right. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We've got the Energy Innovators making its way down, Innovators Float, making its way down Woodward Avenue this morning, sponsored by DTE Energy Foundation. If you take a close look, you'll find that this celebrates the energy innovations created by Thomas Edison and his famed assistant, Lewis Latimer.
Enormous versions of them, of course, on the float. A 7-foot-tall incandescent electric light bulb, a 6-foot-tall phonograph, and a 12-foot-tall gas lamp. Where would we be without Thomas Edison?
Oh, who knows? The Parade Company extends a heartfelt thanks to the Warren Service Company and Electrical Shop. They helped in so many ways behind the scenes at the Parade Company.
This is the DTE Energy Foundation float, and that foundation is the philanthropic arm of DTE Energy, and along with their operating subsidiaries, the Detroit Edison and Mishcon, they are huge supporters of this parade every year, and it's such a treat to have their involvement and a treat to have this great float, which is when they have the floats out in areas where kids can look at them. This is one that all the kids are really drawn to. They've heard the stories about Thomas Edison and his Menlo Park Laboratory.
For all of us, and we're going to find out what Guy and Rhonda have for us. Guy, Rhonda?
Well, we have an electrifying performance from some dancers.
Yes, we do. The Seaholm Maple Motion Dance Team from Seaholm High School.
In Birmingham, Michigan, these young women have attended the National Dance Alliance National Cheer and Dance Team Competition down in Orlando.
That's right, and they are making their first appearance in America's Thanksgiving Parade today. The varsity and junior varsity dance team are performing together to a mix of Christmas songs under the guidance of head coach Tracy Yaman.
And right behind them is Captain Safety. Hey, Chuck Gatica, is it safe to cross yet?
I think it is. I'm surrounded by safety patrollers, which is wonderful. You know, Guy, Captain Safety is our very own Michigan superhero, brought to you by AAA. And AAA decided they would honor safety patrollers from all over the state of Michigan. Now, we may have 46,000 safety patrollers around, but honored today are safety patrollers. In my day, in the 60s, we called them patrol boys because I was one of them, I know. But we're honoring some today from Berkeley and Dearborn and Detroit, which makes it special for them to be able to ride in the parade and get the honors that they deserve for waking up early, getting out in the cold, and making sure all of the kids are safe as they cross. This is a great entry, and I've just got to ask you, you've got to be really, really happy there isn't much wind this year. Well, thanks for thinking of me. Carmen Devin, back to you.
Last year it was so windy that we really couldn't do much of the balloons last year. And
right.
on top of that, freezing cold.
But we're
so
making
much
up for
better
it this year. And look at Captain Safety making his way down Woodward Avenue. You know, a lot of kids are out here, and not just the young ones, but the older ones too,
People like
myself,
us, yes.
waiting for Santa to make his entrance into the parade, but that won't be until later. But right now, let's concentrate on what he does all year long before this parade, and that is work at his workshop.
Busy time for the elves working in Santa's workshop, sponsored by Comerica's Charitable Foundation.
They make hundreds of toys, including stuffed animals, trucks, spinning tops, Raggedy Anns and Andes, toy planes for all the good little boys and girls all over, not just in Detroit, but all over.
This is a very complex float, lots going on here. It's 28 feet long, and it includes 2 conveyor belts to load the gift bags on. You know, Santa's gone high tech.
I bet.
Elves ringing the holiday bell, more than 250 dangling ornaments on it, and riding with Santa and his helpers, Detroit's own Kim.
Look at
there
Kim.
he is. Motown recording artist who just came back from a nice tour in Europe where he was universally loved. He's just flying right now all over the world in the hearts and minds of music lovers.
And he is home to celebrate the parade, the 80th anniversary of this parade with us today, and we want to thank him and wish his family a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks to Benka's Collision for retooling the engine to keep this workshop moving strong.
Kim is a big part of the overriding theme on this 80th birthday. They ask a lot of Detroit natives to come back home and celebrate, and one of them is Kim.
All right, and we may see him pop up at any time, but right now we're listening to a little music from another band that joins us this Thanksgiving morning, the Red Wing Marching Band, and we're thrilled to have them.
Always good to be called a Red Wing in Detroit, no doubt about it. And this is the Red Wing Marching Band from St. John High School, and they are here for the 80th parade, and under the direction of Roy Davis Jr., and they're performing Santa's Parade, which is in a way what today's all about.
Let me tell you, an impressive marching band here, 175 members in all. Let's take a listen.
It is for our photographers to be walking backwards, standing in front of the trombone players as they thrust their slides right into the lens. But that's the scene right now on a beautiful morning. The sun is out. It is a warm day, and we're so glad you're with us, and we'll continue live in just a moment.
Detroit, and welcome back to our live coverage of America's Thanksgiving Parade. The parade is celebrating its 80th birthday this year.
Started in 1924, took 2 years off back during World War II, and now the 80th edition is making its way up Woodward Avenue on a beautiful sun-splashed morning from Motown, and we've arrived now at the Distinguished Clown Corps float.
We talk about the Friends of the Parade, and let me tell you, the Distinguished Clown Corps float celebrates 24 years of clowning, but these are business leaders, community leaders, people from all walks of life who have donated so much of their time and energy and money to keeping this parade alive.
And on this morning, they always get to trade in their business suits for clown costumes, which is just a real thrill, I know, for so many of them. You won't recognize, of course, a lot of the faces due to the makeup, but you would if they didn't have it on. People like the former Detroit Lion great, Robert Porcher, marching here. He's become such a great friend and supporter of downtown Detroit.
100, or more than I should say, 100 distinguished clowns in all, but we want to say a special hello to Peter Schweitzer. He is the Distinguished Grand Jester this year, celebrating his 10th year as a distinguished clown, and that is, believe me, a real commitment.
And if you look closely, also mixed in there, My Bed Bugs from Bugville, Goofy, Toofy, Woozy, and J. Edgar, a great Michigan story that are now being seen all over the world.
Oh, look at that. And you know what? In the Motor City, we do like to drive by car, but every now and then we do fly and we do go by train. And next, you're going to see the Via Rail train. It's carrying the Distinguished Clown Corps down the route, and it's a small-scale version of the real thing. But they're trips that they make daily from Windsor, which is right across the river here, to Toronto and throughout Canada.
It is a great way to travel. If you ever get a chance, hop over to Windsor and take the train all the way to Toronto. It's like the old-style dinner car.
Really is.
It's just a wonderful way to get to a great city. Let's head back over to Guy and Rhonda.
Good morning.
Good morning
to
and
you.
happy Thanksgiving.
We are about to be invaded by a bunch of who's. Who?
That's right. How the Grinch Stole Christmas float, sponsored by Dow Automotive. And Dow Automotive wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving and a happy 80th birthday, of course, to America's Thanksgiving Parade. It's a happy hooly day with the classic holiday story that is beloved by generation after generation, the How the Grinch Stole Christmas float.
Courtesy of Dr. Seuss and the Grinch being pulled by Max right down Woodward Avenue with a passel of toys in his sleigh. And we want to tell you that Dow Automotive, which is largely a plastics company that supplies the automotive industry, recently donated enough plastics and materials to make 30,000 toys for needy children throughout Michigan, and that necessitated several more trips on the part of the Grinch.
Absolutely. Well, look at this. The float has a fully animated sleigh with a 6-foot Grinch, and it is loaded with gifts he stole from the people of Whoville.
But of course, then he had a change of heart. His heart grew a few sizes, and he took it all back. Our thanks to Dow Automotive. Carmen and Devin?
Right.
I can still hear Boris Karloff's voice, that great narration from the classic.
Oh, my goodness.
Terrific fun.
Take a look down the road. We've got, or I should the avenue, we've got the Mid-American Pom Pom All-Star Team. This is their 20th appearance in this parade, Evan.
They have become a real favorite, a staple of our pre-show that we do here every year. They get us going every morning, kind of get the energy pumped up here all along the route. They're performing to Elton John's Step Into Christmas, which is the song of their very first parade performance, going back 20 years now.
I don't know if you know how many girls or members there are in this group, but 162 in all, representing 40 cities in the state of Michigan from the top high school pom-pom dance teams throughout the state. Under the direction of Danielle Adams, Shelby Anderson, Andrea Hewlin. In fact, Andrea developed this group along with the owner, Karen Blazaitis, back in 1986. And not only do they make the America's Thanksgiving Parade a stop in their year-long journey, but they have had recent performances at the Disney Magical Music Days stage show and the 2005 Presidential Inaugural Parade. And Carnival Cruise Line, they get around. We're kicking up our heels here in downtown Detroit for America's Thanksgiving Parade. There's much more parade excitement to come for Michigan viewers. But right now, we would like to say goodbye to our audience from around the country. We're glad you were able to share this Thanksgiving tradition with us. And on behalf of Carmen Harlan, Chuck Gatica, Guy Gordon, Rhonda Walker, and everyone here in Detroit, I'm Devin Skillion, hoping you have a warm and wonderful holiday season. Magic continues. We'll be back with more of America's Thanksgiving Parade in just a moment. You want to work?